So we are adapting to and using AI in three main ways. Number one, we're using it on the prospecting front, make prospecting more effective and efficient. Number two, we're using it on the deal execution front for making the process of funneling. And really, what marketing is when you're marketing a property, it's a funneling process. You start with thousands of people, break it down to 100, get it down to dozens, get it down to a few, and then ultimately negotiate with a few people. So it's been highly effective in helping us with deal execution. And then the area where AI has probably the most potential, but will be the most challenging for the industry to implement is on the data interpretation front. AI can do millions of calculations a second, but if you're putting bad data into it, you're going to get bad results out of it, no matter how great your algorithmic models are. So we fortunately have data sets that go back 40 years. And I will also tell you that the main premise of this whole data interpretation thing is based on the quality of the information that you have. And
Mm.
it's also important to know that absolute numbers are not nearly as important as the relationship between numbers in a data set. So, for instance, if I tell you that in 2019, Manhattan, the dollar volume of investment sales was $26.3 billion, you have no idea what that really means until I tell you that, at the peak of the market in 2015, it was 57.4 billion. And in 2020, during the pandemic
Yeah,
at the trough, it dropped to 11.1 billion. So all of a sudden,
yeah,
the 26.3 starts to have some feel to it. And so if you have a data set over time, it's not the absolute numbers that matter. It's the relationship between those numbers. Are the numbers going up? Are they going down? To what extent are they going up or down? And within the analytics of real estate, it's also very important that the numbers are calculated in a consistent manner so that the relationship between those numbers in the data set have integrity. And if you don't use the same methodology, if you're calculating cap rates, are you looking at trailing 12? Are you looking at forward 12? What are you doing with vacancies? Are you making projections? How are you projecting? What are you using for projections? What's your stabilized vacancy factor? All of these things, if they're not done consistently, the relationships fall apart. And I've seen so many different research people over the years. Everyone kind of has their own unique twist on how to do things. How do you group properties? If you have a retail store with 10 apartments above it, is that an apartment building or a mixed use building? Which bucket does it go in? And if you say, well, it has a store on the ground, so that's a mixed use building. Well, the Empire State Building has stores on the ground floor. Is that a mixed use building or is that an office building? How are
yes.
you doing these things? So, fortunately, we have data sets that have used the same exact methodology for 40 years. We're applying AI models to those data sets and coming up with some extraordinarily predictive information, or especially relative to the land market in Manhattan and the multifamily market in New York City. And it's just really, really exciting, groundbreaking stuff. And again, I think it's funny that I'm the one talking about this stuff because I'm happy this cell phone goes on, but I have great people around me that are helping me with the implementation of these things.